I mean, I'm crossing my fingers. I hope it does.
I would love to go.
I hope it does.
E3 in August? Maybe.
Video game podcast.
The 2020 Game Developers Conference, otherwise known as GDC, is officially postponed until summer. So, with this virus going around that we can't mention because we don't make money off these right now, but
Wash your hands.
they'll take it away if we say this name, so we can't say it. So
Wash your hands, people.
This CV that's going around has made everyone in the tech world cancel or postpone their big events. And it has taken over everywhere, including maybe even E3, depending on how this plays out.
Wow.
Gatherings of across country things is not happening right now, just because they don't want it to spread.
Yeah.
Game Developers Conference was originally, they said canceled, but I mean they said it may be VR or like a digital release of what's going on,
Right.
or they're just gonna do it later on. But depending on how this actually goes, we'll figure out if we even need to meet and greet and everything. So the thing about all this is, if everything is canceled and these companies don't feel like they lost money, like doing it digitally, next year and years to come, we might not ever see these again. It might all be digital now. This might be the changing the guard to only doing these shows through the computer.
Right.
And if you need to, live streaming and stuff like that. So why do you have to meet there? Everything else we do, they try to make people not see each other and not, no contact involved. So these conferences will maybe be no contact involved, especially if these companies make more money by not doing this stuff.
Yeah, I think it's gonna depend on how much money they make.
Yeah. If they make
because look,
more,
listen,
then you'll kiss
if
these
you're,
goodbye.
I mean, obviously, this is a video game channel. We talk about video games, but if you're gonna go see a band, right? You're gonna watch their live performance on a live stream, or you're gonna you want to see them live. You want to see them.
Yeah.
But that's
So-
a band.
But it's a band. But I mean, still though, like, all right.
If it's
for
an
example,
experience that can't happen.
For example, the Intellivision Amico is going to be at the E3 this year, right? That's a big deal. Yeah, he's going to have hands-on demos for everybody to play. Like, how are you going to have that? How are you going to have somebody demo that? Like, that's something that you have to have in your possession to know.
No, that would definitely benefit.
I'm just saying that as an example that
I would add too that the majority of these companies lose money when they go to these big conventions.
Right.
The floor space, putting on a lot of conventions myself.
Yes.
The hundreds, tens of hundreds of thousands that have to be spent to buy a large booth, to staff.
Yes.
This really is for the fans.
Right.
That's a big bummer, is that a lot of people look forward to seeing these intricate. I mean, going to PAX,
right?
PAX West. Good example, Predator Concrete Jungle, or not Predator Concrete Jungle. It's the new Predator game.
Yes.
And it was a jungle, and it was like awesome looking.
Yes.
But I kept thinking, how much money did this cost to do? I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they gain a lot of these, unlike bands who tour to make money, because that's the main reason how they generate revenue. I think a lot of these big companies lose money doing these gaming events. But publicity is good. It's positive. It's good PR.
Yeah.
And so, is this going to be something that's going to be, 6 months from now, it's going to be, we won't be talking about it?
Right.
Or is this going to linger and be an issue? I also think that there's other, there's a lot of retro gaming cons going on, and is this going to impact them?
Right.
We got several planned upcoming in the next months, and is that going to impact attendance?
Right.
Is that going to impact a couple of them to cancel? And those are expensive to put on too. So
I think it depends on if there's a lot of world travel involved. Like if you come from overseas to see this stuff, then they might be like, don't. But if it's just like locals and people from around the area come to those, the smaller shows might not be in jeopardy.
Right.
But the big ones where everyone has to come from everywhere, those will take the hit. So, I mean, this original news is from PCGamesIn.com. They said the organization behind the event says that we made a difficult decision to postpone the Game Developers Conference this March, and they said that they fully intend to host GDC event later in the summer, and they'll be working with their partners to finalize the details and share information in the weeks coming.
Damn, man! Imagine being the guy that had to like sign off on that. That's to make that decision. Like,
well, I'm sure
that's
that
what you gotta do, man.
Well, the place holding the event is losing money. Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
So they're going to be like, come on, please, you guys, listen.
Yeah.
Please do this next month. Please come back. Let's keep this event going.
That's how you know shit's real.
But if like how PlayStation did their tweet and it got way more publicity than any booth they could have paid millions of dollars for, will just tweeting something that's anticipated be equal or better than having an event that not all people can go to?
Right.
Because if you get 5,000 people to see your event after you spent $10 million to do it, like say at E3 or something, or you can tweet that, put the demo out so the masses can get it, and that hype escalates to a point where what was the point of me even doing this event for? That's what we have to worry about and see if that's actually going to happen, and see if they find out that it's not worth it to have these events, because they never not had the event to see if it wasn't worth it, and their quarterly, salary, they make the money for it. And once they see if they're in the green and they made more, they're gonna be like, "Oh, why were we doing this? We don't have to do this anymore." So that's what they have to be worried about. So this means a lot more than just, they're gonna do this later on in the summer.
Yeah. Well, what if they did that with E3? Imagine that.
Who knows?
You don't know,
it's
man.
possible.
Dude.
Yeah, that's why I haven't.
And that's crazy
why we
because
haven't bought a ticket
there's-
yet. You gotta wait.
And
A lot of people have it.
There's new
Gotta wait a bit.
consoles that my thing is like to get a chance to play the consoles. To get
Well,
a chance
most of the
to-
companies that
it's
are
like,
bringing
wow.
out consoles weren't going to be there to begin with.
Right. Well,
suck.
most meaning Sony.
If that happens, to
Yeah. But with a PS5 coming out, they already said that it's not worth us being here, even without PS5.
Well, and it's expensive for them. They lose money, and they can. I think with live streaming, becoming more of a thing to generate news and publicity. And this is coming from someone I've always wanted to go to E3. It kind of doesn't work with my schedule, being an educator.
Right.
But it's tough. That's a tough one because with the cost of these events for everybody, maybe the next thing is to go to just live stream. But going back to your Miko comment, for smaller companies, you don't have that hands-on experience with hardware, and with the new hardware coming out from Sony and Microsoft, doing a live stream is not going to be the same as in having that in front of you and testing that controller and seeing the console and playing the games in person. It's a different experience.
Yeah.
If it's a new experience that can only be had by physically using it, then they're gonna definitely feel the brunt of not being able to do it, because everything else, hey, this is what it looks like. Like you show Final Fantasy on a stream, and you're like, okay, that's amazing. I'm good. I'm down for that. Whatever. You don't need to play it, but I mean, obviously, getting a firsthand. You're gonna see it on websites anyway. I played this here.
You can
this
always
is amazing.
you can always watch a trailer.
But for something new.
But I mean, you could take it back to magazine days when you bought an E3 magazine that was 500 pages big, and you got hyped off of reading an article telling you how they experienced it. So you didn't have to be there to get hyped about it.
It was all about the demo. Do you remember the demos?
Demo
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Oh my gosh! The demos that's what killed Nintendo and N64, because I could spend, it was expensive at the time, $8 to get a PlayStation magazine, but heck yeah, that demo.
Right in the sleeve.
I play the crap out of those.
Right in the sleeve, man. You'd be like, oh, look at that. Got some new stuff.
But if it's a good article, well written, and can elaborate and explain what the experience is like.
Well, in this generation, it would be I guess a YouTuber or.
Even so. I mean, but it has to be done good. And then you'd be like, okay, I didn't really need to experience it because I felt how you played it. So it's still possible. Obviously, though, and like I said, everyone can't go to these events anyway. So they're just gonna. I have
to say though, if they remade like the Final Fantasy VII City, and had this huge display and a bunch of people on character, that'd be. I mean, that's what you miss when you live stream. The amount of the ridiculous money that these companies spend setting up. I mean, can you imagine that?
Like
how awesome that would be?
It's
Like
the
a
interaction.
Disneyland.
It's the interaction. You know.
Nintendo just
Yeah.
made an Animal Crossing display. Their whole layout, and it had people. I mean, I don't know how many people, but I saw people crying over the display and how it made them
That means
feel
a lot to
being there.
people.
PAX East, right?
Like that
Yes.
stuff means a lot to people.
PAX
man.
East might be
Yeah.
the last convention you ever hear about.
Yeah, that's gonna be an amazing. That's gonna be an amazing game too. I'm really excited about the new Animal Crossing. So yes.
So hopefully, I've never played Animal Crossing, but people
That's good.
have strong feelings about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That and Pokemon.
No, there's a community for that. There's definitely a big community.
Oh,
for,
yeah.
for
That and
Animal
Pokemon.
Crossing.
They love
And
it.
Pokemon, yeah, big community for
I
that.
have not. I missed out.
I was supposed to get Sword and Shield. I'm slacking.
Yeah, man. What's up with that?
Sorry, man. Backlog.
Lazy.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I try to defend you there, but all right.
We will see. We'll see what this impact actually has on the game industry and the tech industry in general. So, I mean, only time will tell.
It's big. It's big news. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
I feel bad for anybody who lost their plane ticket or
Yes.
maybe you're just a freelance journalist and you had a non-refundable travel and airfare and
I think they
and
would
now you're
have to give you
screwed.
money back.
You know, it's fucked.
Yeah, they would have to.
Non-refundables have to give you your
They
money back.
have to.
What's
give
messed
money
up
back.
is like in my line of work, my day job, I have to pick my vacation a year in advance.
Nice.
So
Kill.
imagine if
Kill.
I would be screwed, man. I would be so screwed.
That sucks.
But
But
that'd
some
be a
things
waste.
you just can't predict that are going to
No,
happen, and
no.
you know, everyone's kind of just like, all right, let's have to go on the fly now because
Yeah.
shit's going down.
Yeah.
What if you got your first? That was your first big gig.
That
You're like,
sucks.
oh, I get to go there. I get to be there as
Sucks.
press. Finally, and it's gone, and
Yeah.
everything is gone. Like E3, like oh, it's
Well,
our first E3.
well,
It might be
we're
gone.
trying to go to E3 this year,
And it might be gone.
and I'm like
Highly
crossing my
possible
fingers, man.
it might not happen.
I mean, I'm crossing my fingers. I hope it.
I would
hope
love
it
to. I
does.
would love to go.
I hope it does.
E3 in August, maybe, maybe
No, I had to pick my time off for that. No,
we could hold our own E3. now.
Yeah, we'll have our own E3 here. We'll have Tommy and the Amico come through and
yeah.
We'll test it out live.
We'll say, hey, listen, Tommy, come over. We'll test it out live, and
That'll be the replacement.
Yeah.